Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to recolor and revamp an old human hair wig using this wig right here. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing, and if you are an old subscriber, thank you for tuning in again. So this is the wig we are working with. So the first thing you want to do is to ensure that you detangle the wig properly. So I'm just showing you what the wig looks like now. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you detangle it properly, because if you don't do that, whatever treatment you're applying would not be evenly applied. So the first thing you want to do is to make sure that you detangle, like brush it very well, detangle it. And if you have maybe it's very tangled, you can use a white tooth comb to detangle to the point where you know that okay, yes, you have detangled this wig properly. So you turn it out like the inside part, so you make sure you detangle it, like I mean the back, the part that rests on your neck. Make sure you detangle that part too properly. So as you can see me do in this video, basically I'm just detangling. Okay, we're done detangling, and this is what it looks like. So the next thing we want to do now is to wash the wig. So that is what I'm going to do now. So as you can see that I'm washing it. You don't wash your wig like you're washing a cloth that is stained. So you just wash it gently, like you dip it in, you use your hands to like run through the wigs, then you apply the shampoo anywhere you want to wash, like you want to apply extra effort, you wash it. Then while you wash, ensure you use a brush, like so that as you are washing too, you're also detangling. So you brush it, so whatever part is trying to get tangled while you're washing is going to be detangled. Do you understand? I hope that makes sense. So basically I'm just going to wash, and yeah, so we are done washing now. I want to wash it again. Like you could see the water there was quite dirty, so I had to wash it for the second time to ensure that I washed the wig properly. So I'm washing the inner part, the cap itself, the closure, and you can see the color of this wig is coming out. So the more you wash this wig, the more I washed it, the more the colors was washing out of the more the colors washed out. So we're done washing, and I'm just trying to detangle. Please detangle, like you must detangle, because by the time you start applying your product, because if you don't detangle, it's not going to be evenly applied. So detangling when you are revamping is very important. So this is what it looks like now. I had to place it on a nylon. I couldn't get a foil paper, so I had to just place it on something just to avoid it being in direct contact with the table. So basically now the next thing I want to do now is to color the wig. I want to color it. So just watch what I'm going to do now. You can see I'm still detangling, like it's very important. So okay, so I just brushed it out, and before I decided to apply the color, the dye actually. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to apply the dye. I'm going to dye the upper part first. Guys, I made a mistake here. I want to call your attention to it. Like I should have covered the lace with something, like I should have protected the lace with maybe a Vaseline or something that is oil based, so that it won't stain the lace. I later realized after I finished dyeing these upper parts, before I realized that I should have put something to protect the lace, but it's fine. I will show you how I bleached it eventually, because it stained the lace, the black dye stained the lace, but I was able to get it out. So just keep watching. So basically, and I'm just going to apply the black dye to the parts which I want it to be. I've already mixed it in the bowl, so I'm using a toothbrush. I know there's a brush I should use, but I had to use what was available. As long as it gives me the results, I'm fine. So I'm just going to dye every part that I want to dye to be into to the black color. Like I just want to make the black pop more, because everything is already fading, the black and the wine color. That's the roots and the tip of the hair. So basically I'm just going to apply it evenly to the parts I want to color black. So basically that's what I'm doing. Just keep watching. So now I'm just going to comb it with the tail comb to just make sure that it applies very well. Like I'm applying it to every strand. So that's the sense of the brush of the comb I'm using now. But you can see I'm not combing it to the tip, just the part I apply the black dye, because if I comb it to the tip, that means I'm going to apply the dye to the other part of the strand, like the tip of the hair. So, and I only want the black dye to be at the roots. So that's why you can see that I'm just combing that part that I applied the black dye, basically. So if I want to comb it down, I have to use another comb. Like you can see what I just did there. So basically that's what I was trying to do there, so that I won't stain the tip with the black dye. So I'm just applying the black dye to the layer beneath the closure. That's the weft beneath the closure. This actually depends on what you are trying to achieve, but I want to color that part. I want it to be black too, like I want the black there to pop more before I decide to apply the wine color, you get. So I'm just raising the part I've already applied the black dye to see the layer beneath it, so that I can apply it to that place too. So I'm just going to do that to the weft, the upper part of the weft, then beneath the closure. I hope you get what I'm saying, if that makes sense. Just watch what I'm doing, you get it. So I'm just going to apply the black dye too to that part of the wig, just the upper part beneath the closure, the upper part of the weft beneath the closure. Now I'm done applying the black dye, and as you can see, the black color is more pronounced than it was before. So you can see now that the black color is popping than it was earlier. So let me show you guys something. See the lace, the inner part. Can you see that the black dye has stained the lace, the closure? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of this, but I'm going to put the link to that video in the description box of this video, because I don't want this video to be too long. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to mix the developer. As you can see, I'm using a 12% developer. I'm going to mix it with the dye in that bowl. So just going to, there's no specific amount I'm adding actually. I'm just going to mix it till I have a thick consistency. Just mix it till I'm satisfied with the consistency. Then I begin to apply it to the tip of the hair. So I'm just going to apply it to every part of the hair, and as you can see, I didn't bleach this hair first, because you know, if I was going to change the color, let's say I was going to change this tip of the hair, the part I didn't dye black, that's what I'm talking about now. Let's say I was going to change it to, let's say, a color like gold. Now I will have to first of all bleach it before I decide to apply maybe the golden color or any other color basically. But because if you look at this, at the beginning of the video, it was more like wine, the tip. So I'm just trying to give it that wine color again, you get. So that's why I'm just mixing it and using the same color that comes with the wig. But if it was me trying to change the color, I would have to bleach to remove that color first before I now add the color of the dye I would like to use on the wig. I hope that makes sense. Basically, that's just what it is. But if you are going to change the color, you have to bleach first to remove the color there before you now apply the color of the dye you want to give the wig. Before you apply the color you want to give the wig. So I'm just mixing more of the developer and the dye in that bowl to have enough so that I can apply everything on, so that every part of the hair can get the color. I'm done applying the dye now, so all I'm going to do now is let it sit for some time before I go ahead to wash it. Okay, at this point I already washed the wig, and you can see that ash colored bowl there with water. That's my evidence that I washed it actually. So the next thing I want to do now is to treat the wig before going ahead to style it. So I'm just going to apply this product there. Just watch what I am doing. I'm going to mix all these products, then apply them on the wig, then steam the wig for a while before proceeding to style the hair. Okay, I'm done steaming it. I left it for a few hours, and the next thing to do now is to rinse it in clean water because those products are not living, so we have to rinse it out. So I'm done rinsing out the products. The next thing to do now is to apply a leave-in conditioner, and I'm using the Mega Growth leave-in conditioner, that pink colored one. So I'm just going to apply it evenly on the wig before we proceed into styling. Okay, the next thing I want to do here is to apply mousse, and this is very important, especially when you know you are not using it on your wig and you want to style it. Maybe you want to curl or something, whatever pattern you are trying to achieve, you need mousse to style to achieve your curls, especially when you are not using it, you are not using the curler. So the mousse, it helps you to hold the curls together. That's just what it does for you. It gives it a hold, it makes the curl come out very well. So the next thing I'm doing is to just roll I'm using a flexi rod, so I'm just going to roll the hair. Just watch what I am doing. I don't really know how to explain this, but just roll the hair and then you bend the flexi rod. So that's what I'm going to do to all the hair, everything. Then I'm going to leave it to dry, like until it's perfectly dry before I remove the flexi rod. So at this point now, the wig was already completely dry. I think it took about 3 days for it to dry completely, but then it depends on the weather and where you are actually. So I'm just going to remove the flexi rod, and I want you to look at how I am removing it. I'm not just pulling it out, I'm gently unraveling the coils around the flexi rod. So that's what I'm going to do to everything, and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what the wig looks like after I remove the flexi rod. So I'm just going to separate the curls to the fullness that I want, and this is what I have now, and it is beautiful, and I'm sure you agree with me that it is actually. So one thing that is very important is that you ensure that the hair completely air dries before you remove the flexi rod, and ensure you use mousse while you are styling, because that is what helps the curls to stay, like it holds the curls. So I'm just going to trim it to have like what I want. Basically, I'm just going to trim it to remove every split end, and yeah, we'll be done with the wig. Okay, this is me just trimming the wig basically. And please, if you enjoyed this video, kindly give this video a thumbs up, and if you are yet to subscribe, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I make content like this so that you can be among the first to see my videos. Also, don't forget, I'm going to put the link to how I removed that dye, the black dye on the lace. I'm going to leave it in the description box. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.